This is Bant Control, a deck brewed up by Greg Orange, who was in the top 8 of the World Championship of 2023. So this one that just happened over the course of the last weekend. And it was the highlight of the tournament for me, and it was the deck I was actually really excited to play. And I ended up playing it like almost immediately after it was revealed that Greg made top 8. I ended up playing for like a few hours, surprisingly, which usually doesn't happen with most decks. I just kind of get bored quickly. But this deck I actually wanted to keep playing. It was really fun, and the idea of the deck was fascinating to me because nobody else brought anything that was any remotely similar to this, right? Like even control decks in general were kind of not present at all. And the reason for that is that nobody cracked the code like Greg did, where you kind of want to abuse up the beanstalk with the amount of spells that proc off of it that have like weird cost modifications, like leyline binding. So when you play up the beanstalk, you draw a card, and then you draw another card every time you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater. So leyline binding, which is a domain removal, enchantment removal spell, gets cheaper the more basic lands you control, different basic lands. So once you have them all, it costs 1 mana. So for 1 mana, potentially, you're drawing a card and you're removing something. So there are the triumphs here that all um, are 3 different basic land types. So you have that to cheat out leyline binding, and you also have the modified X cost cards of March of Otherworldly Light, which is fantastic exile, and Syncopate, that is a fantastic counterspell when you consider that it can draw a card in the mid game, where you do X equals 4 for either of these and you're drawing a card. So that's like really good, efficient card advantage, which is kind of what control is lacking. The main weakness for any control deck is that some metagames like this one are too quick and they will not give you enough time to draw cards. So essentially you can't take one turn off to cast Memory Deluge most of the time if your opponent is not stumbling. So you don't really want to bank on your opponent stumbling because that doesn't happen that often. So you'd rather play a 2 mana draw spell that just replaces itself immediately, fits better into your curve since you have like 1 mana lay down arms, 1 mana ley lines. You can do it on like turn 3 with like a 1 drop. You with a 1 cost, you can do it on turn 4 with like a 2 cost or like a flex 2 cost here. It's a lot easier to fit into the curve, which means you're not losing tempo as much as when you're casting like 4 mana draw, 5 mana draw 2, or like even 3 mana draw 2. Sometimes you don't really have time to do that, depending on how your deck is built. But yeah, once that problem is closer to solved, your deck becomes a lot more streamlined, and it gives you a lot of innate tempo-y card advantage. So you're casting spells that interact and you're drawing cards. So that gives you a lot more leeway in most matchups. That's really, really huge. And that's why this deck was so beautiful. Even playing cards like the Hornlock Whale, which are really, really, really fantastic in this deck. Like being able to have a creature to finish off your opponents with the Flash Ward 2 6/6 of the Whale, and the removal spell of Lagoon Breach, 2 mana instant. The owner of target attacking creature you don't control puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Like that effect is massive. So you're getting card advantage with the adventure, and then when you if you have up the beanstalk, you cast the whale, you're drawing another card. So this is almost a 3-for-1 most of the time, and it can be more if you have multiple up the beanstalks. But we're not going to talk about that because once you draw multiple up the beanstalks and they're not answered, you're just going to draw infinite cards, which is kind of like it's like the goal of the deck, and it's consistent because you're gonna be drawing at least one of these most of the time, just like any other 4 of. So yeah, that's the gist of it for this kind of deck archetype and how it plays out. And on top of that, it has obviously really efficient counter magic with 2 make disappear, 1 negate, 1 dissipate, which is fantastic. You want exile in this format because of Golgari, and a lot of cards you really want to exile in the stack. So dissipate, countering and exiling, syncopate, countering and exiling. That's like a really important effect. And also exiling creatures with Sunfall, exiling creatures with Wandering Emperor, exiling creatures with Laydown Arms, exiling creatures with Leyline Binding. So you can see a pattern here. We're trying to exile everything. That's like the gist of it, because black has like underdog, and then now green black has like the knight thing that you want to exile. A lot of really important things to exile. Okay, we covered the main deck. There's not much else to it. Just wanted to explain the strategy. Now the sideboard has some really interesting things, and we're going to talk about Chrome Host Seed Shark first. So Chrome Host Seed Shark is your aggressive route. It's your post board, opponent removes like some removal spells. Now the issue is that they won't remove all their removal spells because you are playing Hornlocked Whale and they will have to answer that. So in a way, bringing the shark in this deck doesn't have as much impact as bringing it in a deck with like literally no creatures, because your opponent will still have some removal, but still having this absurdly strong like 2/4 flyer on turn 3 doesn't die to cut down, so they have to use at least a 2 mana removal spell if they're in black. And this thing scales immensely off of cheat or modified cost cards. So like Leyline Binding, you cast it for potentially 1 or 2 mana, but this checks the CMC of the card, so 6. So you're going to be incubating for 6 no matter what. And the same can be said for the X cost cards, where you can cast this for X equal whatever, and whatever amount you choose, the total cost of that spell will you'll incubate for that much. So you can get, like, if you do X equals 3 for syncopate, well, you're getting a incubate 4 token. So this thing can scale very quickly, and those bodies are extremely relevant, especially if you hit Leyline Binding. That's like a massive spike. And that gives you your aggressive game plan. That can be very surprising, especially on ladder if people didn't know the deck list, which now they probably do. And in tournament, I guess it works a little bit less well because people will be thinking about the fact that you have it in your sideboard already since it's open deck list. But you have to keep in mind that you don't always have to board this in. So it can be kind of like a mind game. You could be like, okay, I'm not going to board it in, and they're going to overboard the removal spells, and then, well, I won't have that many creatures, so they'll be stuck with the removal spells when I have a bunch of card draw and stuff. So there's that. And we have an Eternal Wanderer, which is obviously like pretty broken in some matchups. You really want at least one copy of this, I would say. Sunset Revelry, which gains life, makes 2 1/1s, and draws a card depending on the situation. It can do all 3. Hullbreaker Horror for mirrors. I mean, there were no mirrors, so I guess this probably didn't see much play, since most of the black decks can easily answer this. Elspeth Smite, which is actually very, very important. I think instant speed removal is very important because some decks have haste, like mono red, and some decks, if you don't counter, like some decks, I don't know, you need more exile. Like you need more exile and instant speed spells, and this fits in perfectly. It's a way more efficient laydown arms in most cases early game, as long as your opponent's attacking. And then in the mid game, this gets way better. But Destroy Evil as well, very good against shielded, definitely necessary. 2-stroke, 2 negates, so you need a lot more counter magic if you're going to be facing decks like Domain, so that's why there's so much counter spells. And 2 knockout blows for mono red. Okay, now we've covered the whole deck list. I want to comment on a few things. Number 1, this deck list is not meant to be played on ladder as it is, and this was definitely a targeted deck at the metagame for specifically World Championship or a very restricted tournament. So what I mean by that is that on ladder, the variety of decks is going to be to your deficit as a control deck. These kind of decks really pop off or like have their maximum potential achieved in a tournament setting with open deck list and with a metagame that you can kind of call out. On ladder, you can't really do that because people are playing like a lot of varied decks, and you won't have the tools to deal with all of them, which is kind of the weakness of a control deck. And also there's a lot more aggro on ladder, and to Greg's kind of luck during the tournament, he didn't face any of those, even though there were a lot of aggro decks. There were, I think, 8 mono white or 7 mono white and like 9 mono red, and he hit none of them. So that was very lucky. I'm sure he wasn't expecting to face that much aggro, because if you see in the board, especially mono red, only 1 Sunset Revelry and 2 knockout blows that are very efficient against mono red. That's the only source of life gain outside of like Wandering Emperor that already gains life. But usually you want a lot more if you're facing mono red, and you might even want something like Temporary Lockdown or something. So when I was playing this deck on ladder, I found it very difficult dealing with all the aggro decks. So I would make modifications to that effect. So cutting Hullbreaker Horror, for example, cutting like a counterspell, maybe a negate, and playing like 2 more knockout blows, or like maybe 1 more Sunset Revelry, 1 lockdown, or like, I don't know. There's a lot you have to think about. I would remove a lot of cards and make room for anti-mono red spells, because that matchup is horrible. It was even worse than I thought it was. When I was playing against it, it just felt like every time I was in top deck mode, there was like no way out. Like I couldn't, it's not like I could kill them fast enough. And their top decks are just instant win. Like most of the time they just need to draw like 3 damage and I'm dead. So I'm in top deck mode trying to find like counter magic for the 3 damage, and then they play like a haste creature, I need removal. Like it just gets out of hand so quickly because their top decks are going to be immensely more powerful than yours when you're just trying to remove a creature at sorcery speed, which is not very good. Also, I felt like laydown arms let me down a lot in this deck. You can tell here there's a lot of non-plains lands, and that can be a huge problem for laydown arms, where sometimes your opponent's curving out and you just will not hit the lay on curve with the amount of plains that you need. So I will be modifying this deck in a future video, so you can look forward to that if you want the modified deck list. But yeah, this is me playing the list as it is. For I played it for a long time. I'll just pick the matches I want to show off. But yeah, hope you enjoy these matches and the deck itself. And yeah, I'll leave you with that. At this point, I feel like it's like I just slapped that card in like every blue-white deck. I feel like there should be at least one for Invasion of New Phyrexia. Especially if you're drawing a card with it. There's no way I get mana screwed with 27 lands, right? Couldn't be possible. Yeah, I've conceded on mulligans. It's happened before. Oh. Not like this. Oh, wait, it doesn't do anything. But it's gonna catch me with the Sunfall though. One deluge always feels wrong. It's not wrong in this deck. Being stuck is just better. I mean, I lose to counter magic, but what list is this? This has to be. I don't know actually. It could be anything. It could be legends. Hopefully not. They still need a land to find counterspell though. It would be Urtai, right? On average. Alright, this should be a win. This is the reason why I think on ladder you have to play for Sunfall. Like the card just like you want the odds to be as high as possible for you to find at least one. It'll just change the course of the game. Wait, what is this this turn? Probably syncopate plus activate. I don't think I'm gonna need to syncopate for more than 2, right? Would I play four Sunfall and best of 1? I don't know. Probably, yeah. Isn't mono white like everywhere? I'll play Depop maybe instead. Shouldn't you always syncopate to draw 4? No, I'm going for tempo. They're mana screwed. I don't care about card advantage. I have infinite card advantage. I just don't want to take damage. I'm at 9. Like they could play shield red into shield red into shield red, and then I have no more removal, and then I die. Because these are all sorcery. I take 2, 2, 2, and I don't want to be an even number. But I definitely want the counter. Is it Charm just because it's more mana efficient? Whale draws me a card, but it's not that good against them. I'm Sunfalling. Probably just Charm. I don't care about winning. It's irrelevant at this point. Just more mana efficient, draw a bunch of cards, max out. I might as well counter that. And I'll grab the underdog. Actually, I like Dissipate in this meta. It is very slow, but if you hit underdog or the other annoying stuff, it's actually fine. I guess I'll take it. Mana efficiency. Draw a card. Oh! Oh! Ah, this does actually have a downside. Like, imagine you're at 2 HP and they play Shield Red, and you have to remove it. You have to draw a card and you're dead. Oh, there is a slight downside for that card. Interesting. Wait, doesn't this deck just not do well against mono red? There's only one Sunset. Not that this is mono red, but yeah, imagine you have 4 Beanstalk. Just take 8 casually. You have to, like, you literally have to counter or you're dead. So that's actually tough. It puts you in a spot where sometimes you have to hold up counterspell for Shield Red, which is not good. Because you're not really going to be able to remove it most of the time without paying 5. Well, paying 5 CMC spell. I don't know. Syncopate is fine. I feel like Destroy Evil is good. Negate. I mean, they're running the Wedding Announcement version, so this is Esper mid-range. Guess Negate is pretty good then. Maybe it's Stroke instead, though. No, because I can hit the front side of this. Ooh. Maybe I just try the Shark. I feel like it's bad. I feel like Shark's only good in matchups where they don't have that many creatures. I play Smite. Smite isn't bad. Play Smite. I would play for Sunfall if I could. I don't think March is that good. Play Syncopate. I don't know. Syncopate, they don't run Thalia. Yeah, it might be fine. Tried Simic Cauldron. Nope. Isn't that deck pretty bad? I don't know. I don't even know what it looks like. I just saw that one player. Did he get DQ'd? What happened to that one player that drew 3 instead of drawing 1? Oh, top 9. Oh, what was no? I mean, what was the verdict on that? I didn't watch long enough. They were taking too long. Yeah, this deck has like really big problems with Lay, right? Doesn't seem to deal with anything. I mean, I can't really keep it here. I mean, I guess I have to. Oh, putting Sunfall at the bottom just feels so wrong. I guess I have so much spot removal, I'm just gonna Warning for both players. Wait, what happened to them? Wait, why both players? Did the other person do something wrong too? I thought it was only... Okay. That's not very nice. Oh my god, they had the nuts too. If I didn't top deck that syncopate, double duress into wedding announcement. GG. Well, I guess I had the Bosager, but I would ramp them, which is not great. Taking both my beanstalks away. Oh, jeez. I don't think Reed's gonna win. I think unless Greg loses immediately, I think Greg will just absolutely dominate domain decks. Like, it just doesn't feel like they have much of a chance. I don't know. I could be wrong. They could always high roll and like Greg doesn't find counter magic, but that seems like an unwinnable matchup almost. I'm gonna counter in case they have a counter. Also, this loses so much value because I'm mana screwed. Failure to maintain board state. Oh, so they... Oh, interesting. I really don't want to... I'm not going to kill that. I don't want to spend 3 and then not have negate up. How am I always mana screwed with this deck? 27 lands. I think Greg's gonna win. I mean, he's definitely favored. Alright, I kind of have to do it now. And just say whatever. I didn't expect them to have another counter spell. But whatever. Hopefully they don't slam anything too crazy. That's fine. Yeah, laydown arms in this deck is not looking like super good against most curve out decks. Oh, that's all I'll say about it. Because like I can't keep up. Like my planes will just not keep up with most decks that can curve out. It's really good against aggro though. Yeah, legends can beat anything. Yeah. I probably should have put that there, but I just really want to attack with the vigilance creature. Honestly, isn't this just crack? Like, I don't know. Oh, whatever. I'll negate a removal spell if they have it. Oh yeah, I definitely want to remove that. Okay. So how did the Cauldron deck do so well? Does anybody know? Like, what? I don't even know what it looks like. Yeah, I need to look at that deck. Anybody have the link for that? I can't really imagine how that deck could ever beat aggro. I guess I don't really know what it looks like. Ossification is hard to play. Ossification is impossible to play in this deck. It's even worse. Oh, they had a plan B. That's interesting. So they had a transformational sideboard into what though? Simic just doesn't really have many grades. Let's see.
I am almost sad to see you go.
Yeah, I'll have to import it. I'll import it after.
we greet our enemies.
Now, I can't imagine what mono blue cauldron looks like, but I'm assuming it's not great. Oh, this is annoying. The Simic deck played 0 aggro? Yeah, no... no shit. You don't say. Kind of like Greg also didn't play against aggro, but I think Greg's deck is much better against aggro than whatever Simic could ever put forward. I could be wrong, though. Again, I don't really know what that list looks like. People brought Alara? I'm not surprised. You want a high roll. I don't think it was better than Ring Domain, but it's like even more high roll, so... I should have blocked first. Go to blocks first.
Finally, I'm home.
So they can protect this, but I don't think it's a huge problem. I just want this to be a 5-5, start swinging. Oh, actually, no, it's fine, it's fine. They can't hold that up. That was a mistake. Alright, have 3 mana draw card. Alright then. At least I can play on duress temporarily. They already used 2 though. Damn, that was a brutal start. I can't believe I'm relatively stable. I'm even surprised they brought in... Actually, I'm not surprised they brought in Farewell. It does screw over all my bindings.
Let your blade do the talking.
Oh. They can make 3/3s. Ah, that's kind of annoying. Actually, they can make a 4/4 here. Oh, I probably should have... I should have... There's no way I should play on duress there. Let's see. Maybe I find... Oh.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Maybe I find nothing. I mean, surely... surely... Surely I at least find whale, right? No? No syncopate, no whale, no spell? I mean, I'll take any spell at this point.
We must protect the people.
Oh, they actually timed out a match? The Simic Cauldron player timed out? Oh, I thought that was an intentional draw. Oof. Yeah, that's not good. That's rough.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. I feel like the timeout nonsense is... Because it's not just your fault if you're timing out. It could be your opponent's fault, too. Can somebody please draw me a spell that's actually a spell? Or am I just gonna lose here? I just need to draw anything that's 5 or more CMC. Ideally like Beanstalk into like Sunfall or something. Wait, they didn't plus? Isn't that a misplay?
Let your blade
Oh no, come on.
may your blade strike true.
Wait, I have one beanstalk left? Oh yeah, they discarded two of my beanstalks. That would have been such a free game. Oh, I would have so many beanstalks on the board. And I would be 2 cards deeper. Wait, why would they put the stacks on that when they have guaranteed protection? Now I can actually attack that. That's kind of good. Alright, it's finally dead. That's huge, actually. The fact that they messed that up and I get a free... Okay, it's time. Sunfall. Easy. Whale. Oh no. Oh no. How many lands have I cycled too? Oh my god, I cycled 3 lands already. Oh, it's over. Now they have that in the graveyard too. At least my lays are active now. True. I have 3 left. Wait, they discarded? Whoa, they must have a broken card in hand. What is it? Counterspell? Oh, it's hard counter. Oh no. Yeah, that's like, I have no out, right? Because this will always be in the graveyard. Yeah, this deck has like a weakness, a very big weakness to underdog. Which is why I bought it in Smite. I think, I don't know, these lays are maybe not... they literally screwed me over pretty hard. I probably have to play 2 Deluge. Actually, if I'm playing 2 Deluge, it's probably fine enough 3 lays, right? Maybe just cut this. Duress, negate. Oh, yeah, I have to play like all my counter spells. I mean, I could play Shark, but I don't know. It doesn't feel great. Maybe I play Shark instead of Charm. Maybe I just don't play Make Disappear. I don't know. I feel like I have to. I mean, theoretically, it could be negate. I feel like their deck has like mana issues most of the time too. I don't know. Could be Eternal Wanderer, which does seem like it would be good if I get there. I might not. It's also a draw off Beanstalk. Just screw the lay? I don't think so. Ah. Shouldn't be boarding out March. I mean, I think the early game is more important to not miss than the mid game. Like, I guess March does deal with the underdog though. So yeah, I probably should play March over lay. The argument is not that March draws a card. The argument is that March is probably better than lay because I can't even get lay online easily. So it's an easy replacement. Yeah, I mean, I might as well, right? It's shark time, I guess. Dude, if this shark pays off, maybe I should board like aggressively on the play, because they boarded out all their removal. I think they should have. I have literally nothing almost. Okay, this is looking reasonable. Oh, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does this make a 6? Oh, oh, oh. That's okay. That's a little bit better than I thought it was. Then I'm not blocking, right? There's no way they attack there, right? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a Ganjo. That's why I don't want to play into that. I mean, it could just be a bounce, but either way. I guess if I was playing around a Ganjo, I should have attacked. Honestly, whatever. I don't care about that. I guess 6-6. I do not care. Okay, that's really that's not very balanced. 1 mana, get a 6-6. Yeah, on the play that means you definitely transition into Seed Shark, right? And since you have scaling spells as well, yeah, it's really good in the stack. It's very, very good in the stack. Yeah, it wasn't a Ganjo, it was just a bounce, right? I mean, either way, if this dies, it dies. I don't care too much. Wait. This has to be correct, right? Yeah. I want another 6-6. I mean, why not? That's... Okay, I'm convinced. Like, I don't know. It just accidentally stumbled upon Sea Shark being good. I don't know. I didn't realize it was CMC. Very fortunate that I drew it. Otherwise, I would have never boarded it in as much as I will now. Yeah, it's broken with Leyline. It's so broken. 1 mana, 6... I mean, 1 mana... It's actually broken. It's disgusting. And with Beanstalk, yeah, true. Worst case there was like Wandering Emperor plus, I don't know. Cool. They take 1 more damage. Maybe I just slam this and deny them the life gain. Does that matter? Probably not. There's no way I don't play this now, right? I'm never cycling it. Wait, it's lethal? Oh, yeah. No. Ooh. Well, good thing I didn't. I think I didn't slam that. Actually, no, if I did slam that, I would have a 4-4. And they would be at 1 HP, right? But I mean, either way, whatever. I have so much follow-up. Like, if I didn't have the Wanderer, maybe that was a big misplay, but I can just, like, perma-stabilize with double Planeswalker. Oh, I should have played it in response to Farewell. That way I get best of both worlds. I get a 2-2, and I also get a 4-4. Yeah, I should have... I don't play with Sea Shark enough to realize the lines yet. How did I get a 1-lander? What the... Oh, this is looking good. Unless I don't find blue. Wait, I didn't realize there's actually a lot of pain lands in this deck. AKA 4, which is a lot. Ow. Does anyone have lands for me or no? Oh. Well, I can't do that right now, but that's gonna be good next turn. That brings everything down to 1, right? That's perfect. Ooh, okay. Sure thing. Yeah, again, the one awkward part about this deck is the fact that the mana base is not like super good. I mean, you have pain lands, a bunch of tap lands. Draw 3 binding? No, it's gonna be draw 2 binding. Hmm. I'm having trouble finding lands. Oh! Oh! Non-land. Oh no. Thank God I have this. Yeah, this is why I kind of wanted land destruction in this deck, but I don't know if it's possible. Do I even care about that? Not really. I'm just gonna lay in -1 card for myself or something. It doesn't even matter.
Now you've got it.
Yeah, I'll be forced to discard anyways.
Guards, to me.
Looks like that's dying, right? Yep. Whole board exiled. Exiled, 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 exiled. I can catch them in combat with a pump here. That would be pretty nice. Very cool. That's a lot of Foundry. What the? What the? Yeah, actually, there is kind of a problem with this deck dealing with manlands. I guess there's March. Okay, yeah. Thank God there's March. Because the fact that these don't deal with manlands means you only have Wandering Emperor in March, right? Which... Oh, you have Whale? Does Whale work? Yeah, Creature. Okay, Whale does work. It's
My
temporary, though.
judgment is
But I guess Whale can also block manlands, so it's not like a huge problem. Yeah, March is good, but...
I have
And it's
got
good
new
versus Black
moves
Green,
to
true, yeah.
teach you.
No, March is fantastic in this deck. Huh. I think it's just Beanstalk and hold up, dissipate. I want more mana. Yeah, good. Okay, that's actually perfect, because now I can maybe play Wandering Emperor if I want to. I realistically probably don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I want to now, I don't know. Might as well get rid of it now. Whatever, this Wandering Emperor already got value.
I hope you're ready to lose.
I just don't want to leave them with 2 Foundry. That's like the only thing that's threatening. Sure.
This is what you get.
Yeah, this
for hurting
position is very, very strong right now. The Abzan version? Why would you play an Abzan version of this? Why would you not play blue? Counter magic is so important right now. I can't counter that. What? I should have played that. Oh no, way, I wouldn't have been able to anyways. Amadress. Play black cards. You don't need to play black cards when you have leyline. Like your removal is premium already in this deck. There's no reason. I don't think there's any justification for not playing blue unless you're saying that this deck sucks against aggro, which I don't think is the case necessarily. Like, I don't think you need black to win against aggro. You should have all the tools in white to be able to do that. And then, like, what do you do against domain ramp in Abzan? You literally lose the game. But it's like it is better, I think, against aggro decks probably. Because Path of Peril is good as well. I don't think is Abzan mana better or worse than Bant mana. I would assume it's worse. I think the Triomes are better here. Maybe? I don't know. What other Trilines do we have? We have the... Isn't it like kind of the same? But you don't have... No, I think it's better in... I think it's better in Bant. I can't do anything against that. It's too inexpensive. I think Abzan is probably a... It's probably a good deck, but I just don't see the justification over just playing blue. Like there must not be, like, unless you're dying to aggro every game, I guess, which is possible. Maybe there's like a, it's possible like some rank, at some rank there's just tons of aggro decks that I'm not seeing. It's definitely better in best of one, that's, I'll tell you that. Yeah, oh, Bant has an actual triumph. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's 100% correct, yeah. 100%, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, so it's just worse, like, period. Yeah, this is an actual triumph for the deck, yeah. Okay, that's, like, not even close then. That's huge. The value of a triumph in a domain deck, nonetheless, like, no, not a domain deck, but, like, a deck using domain is massive. Yeah, aggro is probably really free in Abzan. It's like omega free because you're combining like the good white cards that are already good against aggro with like life gain stuff. Like, yeah, I can imagine it's fucking disgusting against aggro, but there's not that much aggro in best of three, I think. At least not right now. And then even then again, you have like tools, right? You have like Sunset Revelry, you have Knockout Blow, you got Smite. You got Lockdown that can be played, I think. Pretty sure you can cast Lockdown. Maybe you can't. That's close. You can play Depop, I guess. I don't know. That Virtue's nice. Wait, what am I facing? Black. Duress main deck. Low curve aggro deck. Okay. Manlands. Probably Lily. That's the problem with like a card like Seed Shark. Can't even board it in here because Lily is so brutal. This has to come in. I don't think Sunfall is that good against black. Whale is probably good. Is that it? Actually, I think Wanderer is better than Sunfall. I'm considering Destroy Evil, but it doesn't seem like it will have that many targets. Also, Sunfall is one of the only answers for Trespasser. I have. I don't know if I'm playing Sunfall just for Trespasser. Maybe that's worth. If I catch 2 creatures, it's worth. Yeah, I probably shouldn't cut it. I didn't have enough time there. I don't know what I would cut. Trespasser is just annoying. Oh, they have Phyrexian Arena? Oh. That's not good. Well, I mean, I didn't see it, so I didn't assume they would have it, but... Whatever. I mean, I have March. I have Playlines. It's not like... I don't know. It doesn't have that many targets. I think I was supposed to cut Lay times 1 for Sunfall, and then I don't know. There's too much removal in this deck. Too much good removal. That's probably Lay though. That seems to be like the go-to cut possibly. I guess I'll just bluff a counterspell. Oh boy. I guess I'm cycling now then. Cool. There were a lot of white decks. Mono white, yeah. I think there were 8. Yeah. This is why you don't cut Sunfall. Seven players, yeah. It was 7 or 8. I think it was 7, yeah. That makes sense.
Finally, I'm home.
Sure. Actually, the end would have been pretty annoying there. I always love it. Do you not love the feeling of your Planeswalker getting like a really... I mean, that wasn't like a super good trade, but them having to like Shieldred's Edict your Planeswalker after it minus already. I think that's just wonderful. I guess I do that because they can't react with a removal spell if I... Like, I don't want them putting that in the graveyard, obviously. It's not... It wouldn't be like a huge problem because I could whale it. Do I whale here? I whale, right? I'm gonna slam it. Yeah, whale is really good in this deck. Accepted. Oh, but I have to draw. No. Bane. Shield Red. Shield Red finds new ways to be broken every time. Right.
You started this fight.
Nice. Oh yeah, they didn't see that. Oh yeah, they didn't know how to Wandering Emperor. That was a
This
hidden
is what
one.
you get for hurting my people.
Okay. Cool. Ah, there you go again. Like they're getting 2 for 1 here, actually. Oh. All right, Will. I guess I won't cast it now. No reason. Don't want to get lilied. Ah. Ugh. I mean, I can't really counter that. I only have 1 Dissipate, and I wouldn't be able to cast it. Screw it. You can have it. I'm gonna start attacking you for 6. I'm just gonna develop Wandering Emperor here. Try to go turbo mode. Oh, I could have found binding, I guess. Yeah, true.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Standard looks nice right now.
People.
I think it's fine, yeah. I think it might be good actually. We'll see. We shall see.
We've got the edge in this fight.
I probably should have minus. Whatever. Whatever. Not for us mono green enjoyers? True. Why is Duress so annoying? Can somebody tell me why this card is so annoying? And they can't attack because otherwise dead. At least the rest is not Thoughtseize. I mean, it's this exact same thing. It's actually worse than Thoughtseize against me. But if you're talking about in general, sure. But like against control, it's way better. Unless I have exactly like 3 whales in hand and no non-creature spells. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where you can access to a bunch of bonus videos, as well as other rewards depending on the tiers. And thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you all in the next video.